welcome to another episode of PhDyer. First things first, this is a pumpkin spice latte. You can't say it's the first of the season. We got one I think last week or something, but it's still worth celebrating because it's a pumpkin spice latte. Advents have gone out. If you ordered an Advent, keep an eye out because it should be in the mail soon. I guess in the next couple days probably. If you haven't already received it, just have some willpower and tuck it away. I'm looking at mommy's right there. It's tucked away. It's under the table. And it will not be opened, I don't think, until Halloween. So we'll see. Or until the 12 days before anyway. We had some exciting little trips we took this week. We went to a local yarn store in Ocean City called the Knitting Niche. I actually filmed the inside of the store, and the lady there was super nice. Do you remember her name? I never remember names. It's horrible.
I know, me too.
But she really helped me pick something, and for me as like an indie dyer now, I don't walk into a yarn store the same way that I did when I used to spend like $600 and go way overboard because I have so much yarn everywhere. It's hard to...
Yeah, to spend money on it.
Well, it's not... I want to support, so I always buy like a little bit here and there to support other indie dyers, but I never go and buy like a whole sweaters quantity or something because I'm knitting so much. I mean, I actually hurt my own wrist knitting this stuff. If I add more yarn to it, I won't ever knit it. So, I ended up buying a hat kit. Look how cute.
I love it.
Oh my god, I just love it. So, I never have knit a hat. Ever. And this is interesting because it's a fiber I don't have and probably never will. It's microfiber, so it's super like squishy, stretchy, and soft. And she even puts it with this little tag on the side here that says like made by me, which is cute. And then the lady herself, God, I wish I could remember her name, came up with the pattern for this. It's like a knit along that the local yarn store is doing. So I entered a little raffle to win another little kit in more of like neutral colors. And I don't know if you can see it, but on the inside of this, there's actually like a darker color. So it's going to be like a gradient type hat. Excuse my really awful nails. We can blame it on quarantine, but it's just laziness because I already painted them. And I used to bite my nails before COVID and I was super scared to put my hands in my mouth. So now it's just chip paint that I didn't feel like painting. I'd rather go get them done, but I'm too afraid, so I never go. But I did stop biting my nails, so that's an achievement.
Well, it's an expense too now.
Anyway, so that lady actually made a pattern for that hat, and it's like a chain stitch, which is really cool. So she told me all about it. I was so excited, and I ended up getting the little hat kit. I thought that's something I've never knit, and it's yarn I don't have.
Yeah, it's knit flat.
Yeah, and it's knit flat, which I really like. Everything I knit is in the round because all I do is sweater knit, so I really liked that. And I think the stretchiness and the give is going to be easier on my wrist. So you'll notice I don't have the brace on. I only put it on for like half the day because the doctor said it would actually hurt it to have it on all the time. And now he said actually the ice was not a great idea and I was probably making it worse, so I'm supposed to use heat.
Right, I saw that.
And I thought that because I was in the shower and the hot water felt really good on it. It's supposed to just increase blood flow. But then ice felt good too, so I felt like I didn't really know. But he said I could alternate, but that the heat was probably better for it to promote blood flow. So he gave me a steroid that I haven't taken yet, but I will take it maybe in the future. So I don't know if I ever told anybody on here, but me and John are trying to get pregnant and it's been unsuccessful for 2 months and we don't know if it was successful this month. So we're waiting to see, but I can't take the steroid until I'm absolutely sure I'm not pregnant. So I just have to kind of live with the risk until, well, it may be permanent. Let's hope it's for 9 months longer. But yeah, I just have to kind of live with the risk for a little while. So I've been learning the continental knitting that utilizes mostly my left hand. And I've gotten like a tiny bit of knitting done a day and then I have to put it down because it hurts too bad. But the guy said I could the doctor, he was like, you can go slow if it feels a little bit better because it's already been 2 weeks with the brace. And it really doesn't hurt as bad as it did unless I'm doing like a bunch of things at once. Like I was rolling up yarn the other day and then it started. Or if I'm dyeing the yarn and I have a huge batch and I'm hand painting with this hand, then it hurts. But it's not nearly as bad as it was. So I think I'm going to get back to some knitting slowly. The stitching is difficult because you have to do it with precision and you have to clamp the needle and go like this. But I've kind of gotten it to where I've kind of been going up and trying to relax my fingers. But that, again, you can only do for so long and then you have to kind of stop. So everything's just going to be in moderation for a few weeks until hopefully it's normal again. Our next cast-ons, you're casting on fingerless gloves, right? So you guys are the first and only ones to see this because I haven't put them out yet. I mean, I put the colorways out, but not these. So I'm going to be selling Harvest braids. They're actually a 50-gram skein of mohair in the same colorway as the fingering weight. So this is like 100% superwash merino base. And this is that pumpkin pickin'. But they'll come in these super long braids and they're really good for like a shawl project. Like if you have a one skein shawl. She's going to do fingerless gloves. And you could probably get, I would say probably either 2 pairs of fingerless gloves and socks. Like if you bought them, it could probably be used for multiple things.
Right.
So that's probably what we'll do. But fingerless gloves are what Mommy's going to get this one. I let her have her pick. And we're excited to have these fall colored gloves. Maybe I'll cast on. I've never done them. Are they any better than socks? Because I hate socks.
Yeah, I don't need the thumb.
The gusset. Yeah.
The thumb. It's not that hard.
So she's going to do this one. And I'm obsessed with, well, actually I can't decide. It's really bad. The apple pickin' is everybody's favorite. As soon as I put it out, everybody's like, ooh, apple pickin', which I knew was going to happen. This is like
it is great.
Everybody's favorite. It's my favorite because I am just shocked at the apple colors. Like, I didn't think I was going to get it that head on, but I really think I knocked it out of the park on that one. On the dye shelf, I actually have colors like Macintosh Apple and Honeycrisp and Golden.
That's why I called it Apple Crisp.
Yeah, she called it Apple Crisp. I was like, do you mean apple pickin'? But, yeah, it's funny because I have the apple colors, like, labeled on my shelf, which is kind of cute for the fall. So I'm torn between this one and Sunflower Sunset. This is another one of my favorite. I kind of want to make, like, a shirt. Don't I always?
I know.
That's all I ever make, but I do. She's like, big surprise. But I do. Look at this one. Look, I was wearing this jean jacket today. Look. It was made for a jean jacket. Like, look at it. It needs to be a shirt, and I need to wear this jean jacket with it. So, the button just...
You gotta get your cowboy boots out.
Yeah, I gotta go to the storage unit and get all my clothes. So all my fall stuff is still packed away, but I found one pair of boots today that I wore. And like a quarter-length shirt. Beautiful. Thank you. But I'm gonna go get all my pretty boots. I excessively ordered boots when I thought I would be some important person.
We all thought she was gonna get a big job.
When I had all these, like, I was going places, doing things, and I was like, I need nice clothes. Like, as a teacher alone, I had to dress nice to go to work. So, like, there would be these I'm on Just Fab and Shoe Dazzle. That's how out of control I am. And I ended up ordering, they'd have like a sale where everything was $10. I mean, how could you not order like 10 pairs?
And they're good shoes from them.
And I wear shoes for like 10 years. I have to actually decide to give them away because I feel like they just last forever.
They do.
So, I don't know what just happened here. Oh, it's alright. Okay. So yeah, I have to go get all my boots, but I'm really excited to wear my hand knits with my boots.
Places in this house for your boots?
Yeah, I'm only
You might have to wait till you get your own place.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring like only like my favorite 3 pairs that match with everything. Like 5. I'll just like shove John's stuff out of the way and put my 5 boots like right there. Some of them are like stiletto type.
Yeah, you can't wear.
Because we used to like go out on dates and I would dress like sexy and nice.
Yeah, the whole world changed.
Now there's no restaurants. Women are probably out in their backyards like burning it all because there's nothing else to do with it.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but maybe all the sexy boots that I'm going nowhere in are definitely going to stay like in the storage unit because I don't have anything to do with them. We toured 2 places in the same like condominium complex as my mom and dad, and we found a 4-bedroom. It just needed to be like cosmetically fixed up, and the lady backed out the second that
I know that stunk.
yeah, she's been doing this, they said. She decided to sell like 3 times and each time backed out of the sale. She just decided not to sell. So that was a bummer. It sucked.
Yeah.
But now there's a 3-bedroom that actually needs less work than the 4-bedroom.
Right.
So we ended up putting in a bid on that and we're just waiting to hear back. I guess we haven't heard back in almost a week, so I guess that's better than hearing they backed out.
Yeah.
Or that they didn't take our bid, because they could have just said, like, no. So we're just waiting to see what they say.
I would so sell to you if I knew you wanted to live near your mom and your sister.
I know, but...
I'd be like,
well,
oh,
so
we can
it's
have
strange, because they're trying to get this, like, outrageous price for it, which is even stranger, because the place next door...
Didn't get that.
Sold. It's the same exact house, just next door, because we're condos, so we're squished together. It sold for $100,000 less than what they're asking. They're asking $100,000 over the appraised price, which is kind of strange. So we gave them what my realtor said was a fair offer, but he said that they actually put that it's a bay view. You can smell the bay from here, but you can't see it.
Yeah, they build around
You
us.
have to, yeah, they like
We
built
used to have
around.
it.
Yeah, you used to walk out here
When
and
I
it was
bought
like,
here, I had it.
it
And
was
they
like
put
all
houses up.
marsh.
And I have houses to look
And it was
at.
beautiful because you could look out over the water. But they've since built
Ruined my
$1 million homes across the way. And you have to actually get up and walk quite a few blocks to see the bay, even though it's just right here. So Bay View is not really...
Yeah, they decided to pave that street
Yeah.
and build all those houses.
Yep.
I had dirt in my... It ruined that carpet.
Yep.
The gray carpet.
So and then those mice, like...
Oh,
mice came out of the field because they took away their homes, and we were seeing
Yeah.
little mice everywhere. Oh, it's
my,
crazy.
that winter was so bad.
Yeah.
Never had that like that again.
So we're just waiting to hear. I think once people like tour the place
say a
and
prayer,
see
'cause
that.
I don't want you to live here. I don't want you to move away.
So we found the cutest little place, and when I say little, it ended up being miniature.
It is miniature. She won't have closets.
We didn't
That's so
realize.
bad.
Okay, they took pictures with like a wide lens camera,
Oh yeah.
and you should have seen how gorgeous. It's like a Victorian
For
cottage.
your first house, I would buy something
Oh,
like that.
I want to buy it so bad.
Oh,
But
it's
you know
so
what?
pretty.
Our furniture won't even fit in there. Our
Yeah.
couch, like we will. And John's like 3 times the size of me. He couldn't stand living in the 3-bedroom rancher that we had in South
Yeah.
Carolina. There's
That was
no
big.
way. And that was pretty big. But we filled furniture in that place. We were filled to the brim. There's no way we could go down. I mean, I think it's like 500 less square feet.
9 square feet. I mean, that's big.
Yeah. The only appeal was that it had a basement for my dyeing,
Mm-hmm.
and it was absolutely stunning. I mean, I get chills. The way they made all old new. It had a clawfoot tub with brand new fixtures,
Mhm.
brand new
beautiful.
tile flooring, and it was absolutely stunning. And then we found out it was 960 square feet. And I was like, oh, 1 kid. And
That
it's
is
over.
going, that's the size of the 1-bedroom
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
That's pretty
And
small.
as much as I want to buy it for the
How
aesthetic.
is it 3 bedrooms?
Because
If it
I
was as
think
big as that.
it's literally like one little square on top of another little square on top of another. I don't
is it
think.
3 floors?
Yes.
No.
You're actually living in 3 tiny squares. They have to count the basement in that.
I know.
Yeah, no, I couldn't.
No,
It.
that's too
I
small.
swear you probably. So
And for the price?
Oh yeah.
The frick out of here, North.
See, but they redid the whole
They
thing and
think
made
these
it like
people are
really
uppity or
chic.
something.
Yeah, and then after taxes, it would have been. I mean, if it was a big house, like a normal size, even I might have like
Right.
considered it, but for the price of it, I can't live in. It was a tiny little cottage looking thing, beautiful,
was
but not going to be
beautiful.
functional at all. It even
Well,
has.
it's just going to be you two, yeah.
I'll have. What if I have multiple children?
Well, no.
We always talk like I'm just going to have one. Samantha had just one, and it's known that twins have multiples.
Oh, you could.
Eventually, what if I do? I'm growing out of that house in 5 seconds. I still think 1 kid, I'm already growing out of 900 square feet. There's no
Yeah.
way.
It's hard.
Me and John lived in 900 square feet in the first place we lived in South Carolina. It wasn't awful, but I do remember cooking Thanksgiving dinner and having a nervous breakdown.
There's one bathroom.
Yeah, and one bathroom. Well, this had 1.5, so. But yeah, so that's been a little rough.
How'd they get the half in there, I wonder?
It's a closet? I don't know.
Been.
So, and we haven't really looked at anything else since, because we're waiting to hear from this 3-bedroom before we stress ourselves out touring a bunch of other places. Yeah. Plus, with COVID, I don't want to really walk in 8,000 houses.
Yeah.
So, I'll wait. And unless I really love something, I'm not going to tour it. So, but the good thing
for John, he was right around the corner.
Yeah, it was 3 minutes from where he's working now. Would have been nice, but it's only like a 10-minute drive. It only takes him 10 minutes to get to work from here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Oh yeah, it's not 20. He tried to say 20. I was like, no.
No.
Exactly
it might be. They upped the toll for the expressway. It's a major.
You always thought the expressway's faster?
No.
Same amount.
Same, yeah.
I did it.
But it might not be anymore because the expressway, most people won't be taking it anymore because they made it so expensive. They might all take the Black Horse Pike.
Is just as fast.
I always said Black Horse Pike. I'm not. If you add up that toll money for like a year to go to work, I mean, it's actually a couple $100 to go to work a year, and I don't see a reason to give that away.
Yeah, they're trying to recoup their money.
Yeah. From the casinos that they didn't open. So they didn't open casinos. We're all out of jobs, and they upped the tolls like $1.25 to recoup their loss. Oh, well, I'm sorry. We all need to give you money. What?
I would never take the expressway.
No. So that's crazy. So John's doing really good with the job. He loves it. It's like a really awesome change from the restaurant.
From restaurants, yeah.
He has a wonderful office now. He likes the people he's working with.
It's hard.
Yeah, the restaurant was a killer. It was a killer on our marriage and a killer of his soul.
He would have died in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Right on the
floor. This one seems like it's going to be really great. I don't know if I mentioned it. He's managing a liquor store. But he's liking it because it's like office work. He gets to sit and do like invoices, and he's learning about like the wine and all. But there is another manager who specializes in that. So I think he was hired more for the clerical side, the business side of things, because the GM is older, and his words were actually his wife won't allow him to go into work.
She's so scared.
Yeah, because of COVID. So he hired John to take over the business aspect of it and kind of get things in order. He's doing like 1 million invoices right now, but he loves sitting in the office because
the people are nice. It's
and he doesn't have to smother himself with a mask for constantly. Like 15 hours because he's in the office, and as long as he's social distancing and like away from people, he can not wear the mask. And then if somebody pops in, you got to put it on and follow, sanitize and do all that. But
yeah.
So I'll show you the other braids. So this is Oh My Gourd, as you probably saw. I love the mohair because it has like this beautiful like pink in there. Which doesn't come out as strong on the 100% fingering weight yarn. And let me know what you guys think about the braid idea. I put a little poll on Instagram. Everybody seems to love them.
They're so
I just want to hang them.
I know.
Like in my room as deco.
No.
This is that autumn wheat, which I think can be paired with any of the colorways in this collection, and probably the previous one too. You saw apple pickin', saw that one. Oh, and somebody ordered something interesting that I thought you guys might want to see. This is the toasted pumpkin seed in mohair.
It's gorgeous.
And I've actually never dyed it in mohair because this skein was primarily like a speckled skein. And if you see, mohair generally like splotches, but I think it's just absolutely gorgeous as mohair. So somebody I think is going to be really excited. She ordered like 2 skeins of cashmere and then ordered this to go with it. I'm wondering if she's making like a shawl or something. But I'm loving that it's splotched. It's really gorgeous.
It is.
And when this brown dye breaks, it creates like this greenish kind of color you'll see every now and then, which is really gorgeous.
I love it.
So yeah. This is Gothic Rose. It was on Instagram for 18 minutes and then sold.
I got them medicated. That's all
I didn't even get time to really plug it because somebody like bought it like in 2 seconds because I guess she fell in love with it.
It's gorgeous.
This was a one-off, so I'm starting to do more of these now. I used to get so upset when I would wreck something. And so I'm having a really big issue because my recipe for Outlaw is no longer coming out the tan color that it originally did. And this can happen when you order new colors. Even if it's the same color, it's supposed to be part of the beauty of it is that they hand do the dye itself. And so when you get a formula, they get it close, but it's not always exactly the same. So I'm going to have to reformulate Outlaw completely because it's not coming out right at all. I was supposed to expedite somebody's order. She's like on the West Coast and she's like, I'm having a really hard time with shipping. She's like, is there any way you could try to up it a little bit? So I took 2 days off her processing time to try to help her with the shipping issues she's been having. And then the skein wasn't the right color. I waited for it to dry because I thought, well, maybe you never really know until it's dry. But in the process, I had put that color in the dye pot and it came up like super brown. I was like, this is not right. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's cashmere. Like, what do I do? And then I made this beautiful color by dumping on like my waste dyes from the fall collection. Like these reds that I just hadn't. Gorgeous. They're left over from my Advent and I mixed different ones. And then it just turned out to be like Gothic Rose. So somebody loved it as much as I do. I'm not going to lie. We talked about keeping it.
We did.
But we do that with everything, so we just had to let go.
Every bag I make.
She's like, all right, just put it on. If it sells, we don't keep it. Then we were like, so then it sold, and we were like, oh. So, yeah.
Oh my God,
so it sold. No, we're really happy it sold, and I'm happy somebody loved it as much as I did.
It's so funny.
But it was funny that we were kind of disappointed a little bit.
Well, me and Samantha used to do that. Oh, this one's great. Maybe we should sell it.
You just want to keep it.
Oh, it's so funny.
So yeah.
Selling it always wore
I know, like I wanted to keep it. So
do we really need money?
I know, but we do. We do.
Yeah, so that's why we always lose.
Yeah, we always lose out. That's fine. I can't knit all the things anyway. There's like 5 in this pile alone that I want to knit.
It's crazy. I'm glad I'm medicated because I'm around so much gorgeous yarn.
You have to suppress.
Yeah, like I can't.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I want to make like a fade. So I'm wearing, what's this one called? Find Your Fade?
Find Your Fade, yeah.
I feel like we need to do a Find Your Fade, but in those colors.
I know.
We need to do a fall fade.
Fade.
Yeah, but it's so big. Like, she wants to do the spring cleaning shawl
in it
by Stephen West in those colors. So we'll see.
It'd be pretty, even though they're not solids. I don't think they have to be.
Baltic Yarns put in the rest of his order.
He's so sweet.
He put in an order for fingering weight and DK now. The only problem was the fingering weight that I could get a hold of is all in cones, so I have to skein up 56 by hand this week. So I probably will be losing my right wrist all over again after this week.
No, we're going to help you. It'll be all right.
We'll figure it out. I did find if I put the Swift like
wouldn't that be
on
like
its side
for Daddy's arm?
No.
No.
That's called trauma.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Look, I was going to make him help us.
He was going to make us. I might have to pay somebody. I was trying to bribe Heather with $100. I was like,
that's funny.
All right, so on to my makes. So you saw my yarn. Now I'll show you my stitching. So I've completed most of the Witch's Brew. I just have like the bottom border. The W needs to be finished. And the steam is so cute. So remember I offset Witches? Well, I offset Brew, and then it'll have like little hearts over here and here. So it's coming together, I think. I'm not sure that I like the placement of the words, but I think I'm going to leave it now because I've torn them out like 8 times. There's a limit to how many times I think you can tear out before you ruin the fabric. Okay, so yeah, I'm almost finished the Witch's Brew, which is kind of awesome because it'll be done in time for Halloween. But I don't know how I'm going to finish it yet. It's Witch's Brew. I'm kind of thinking I want to do, and I'm so glad I'm taping this because every time I have an idea for how I want to finish something, I finish the piece and then I forget how I want to finish it. So I think I want to make like a tray for like coffee or tea with this on the bottom of it, because I saw like Priscilla and them, they did the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. They did a tray with their cross stitch, so I'll have to look it up. I'm sure it was like for show, but I just think it goes along with that witch's brew and the whole tea and coffee kind of theme, to have a little like tea tray. So I'll let you guys know what I do with that. Let's see where I put it. And I have it in this adorable Halloween bag. It's really nice. Yeah, so not much left on that. I did some of my Nantucket. You may have saw some of this on Instagram. I haven't done much of this week. So I finished, I might have shown you this last time too. I finished a star and I finished the top of the roof shingles, kind of outlining the roof where I want to go next. But this hasn't been like my main focus this week. I kind of really got into the spooky makes, and so I focused on the witch's brew for the most part. And then there was a lot of dyeing, so I didn't have a ton of making because of my wrist and all. But I do some. So I am going to start the rest of the spooky makes, just because I'm really in the mood for spooky makes. I am going to start October. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. On the Hawk Run Hollow, it's this, this corner down here. Double Boil and Trouble. I think I'm going to start that. And I only did a little bit of August. I skipped September. I haven't really done September. And given the amount of dyeing for all the wholesale orders and all that I have to do, I'm probably not going to start something new until after that. So that one will wait, but it will be started in October, along with this old project that we haven't seen in a while. I remember I told you I was going to start up with the mansion again. Remember it had this like really nice garden, kind of shrubs at the bottom, little rose bushes, very cute. It's a Victorian mansion, and it just reminds me of like a spooky kind of Halloween type mansion. It even has black cats. So I'm going to use this as one of my spooky makes. And so I'm going to start a little bit of this again. It'll be interesting to kind of start something that requires me to float the yarn again, because I haven't done that, or float the floss again, because I haven't done that in a while. So yeah, those will be my spooky cross stitches. And then for my knitting projects, I finished just like one more row of this because of my wrist. But I consider this one of my spooky makes as well. It's so like Halloween witchy with this like moon vibe going on. So this is my half moon tee. Haven't seen this in a little bit. And I'm still working on the black here, but I'm transitioning into, I'm going to start like a colorful section. It'll have like a big section of the Northern Lights colorway coming up. My little sleepy moon is on there still. He's so cute. So yeah, I'm going to be picking this up again. I really like these needles. They're sharps, high sharps. Because I think it will help me with the continental knitting that I'm trying to learn, since they're sharper and I can kind of pick up the yarn better. I've been having some trouble with the coordination for that type of knitting because I used to dominantly use my right, and now I'm trying to dominate with my left. So I'll pick that back up, and then this I am just dying to finish. It's been on my needles forever, is that Viter shawl. And I should be done this pretty soon. I only have like, I think 5 sections left. So it may take me a little while because my knitting slowed. But yeah, it's starting out great. I might put it down and make something smaller. That's maybe just like mostly garter. So I may try to knit something more in the other fall colorways, put this down for a little while and kind of knit on it here and there. Because I find that knitting with the mohair is very difficult to learn a new style of knitting. So when I'm trying to learn the continental, I have like an easier time with the fingering weight, obviously, than I would with the mohair. It's just really thin, and for me to try to pick it up, especially since these are zings, they're not as sharp, has been sort of like a challenge. So I think I'm going to put this down a little bit and work on something else. I wanted to pick up my Ziggy shawl, but it's all like lace work right now, and with my wrist the way it is, I really don't want to do it. So that's still on the needles. And so I think the Half Moon Tea will be my focus, and then I will pick something to do one of these fall colorways in. Because I went overkill in the fall, but I just love the colors. And I hope you guys do too. Maybe I could pick a cowl. I haven't ever made a cowl. And I think that would be something really fun to knit. I kind of like those new ones that like drape over your shoulders and then come up over your head. We saw one of them in the local yarn shop that we went to. But hers was like mostly in lace work, and I think I'm just like dying to cast one on. So yeah. Besides that, we just went grocery shopping. It was my first time grocery shopping in almost 4 months. Usually my husband does it. But I wanted to get out of the house, and he's been like grocery shopping, you know, like a man. And I really needed it done to the point where I had actual meals and everything in the house to cook. Since John's back at work, I'm doing the cooking, and I really need to have everything that I could, you know, not run to a store every day. I don't want to be doing that. So I went with them, and it's just awful because it was like an hour and a half of having that mask on. So by the end of it, I felt a little sick, but then once I got some fresh air, I was okay. But we stopped off. I had my first Chick-fil-A sandwich in like forever. I'm not a fan of fast food. I don't usually frequent fast food, but every now and then I just have to have a Chick-fil-A sandwich. So I stopped and got a spicy chicken sandwich. We ate literally curbside. And yeah, then we came home and couldn't decide what I wanted to do, so I ended up knitting a little bit. I did a little bit of Instagram. I had a photo shoot to do, and I've taken care of some clerical things for the business. Oh, I have news. So I trademarked the name Woolen Women Fibers. The paperwork officially went in. They did like a database search for federal and state and all that, and they've said it hasn't been found and it was approved. So the paperwork officially went in yesterday to have that. And I have Leanne from Cocktail Hour at the Coop, if you guys watch them. She is creating a logo for Woolen Women Fibers. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah, so lots of big news and lots of cool things happening. Oh, other news. We got like a ton of wholesale from that Darn Good Yarn and from Baltic Yarns. And we treated ourselves to a weekend at the end of this month at a B&B. So it's actually rated one of the most romantic B&Bs in the United States, and it's in like Amish country in Pennsylvania. And so me and John got the Victorian suite. It's actually like a really reasonable price too. Because they only have such limited rooms, I think there's like 8 or 9 in the whole building, and it's a huge place. It's like an actual mansion. They're still open, and they have different rules in Pennsylvania than we do here in Jersey, so I'm not sure what those are. We'll have to look. But they're allowed to be open because of such minimal capacity, and they don't have like a ton of guests roaming around. So we booked a weekend there, and it just so happens it's my parents' anniversary. I think it's 32 years now. I'll have to ask her. It's 31 or 32. I think it's 32. But October 1st is their wedding anniversary. So yeah, they'll be celebrating. They got some kind of tower, or not tower, what was it called? Alpine suite. That was really beautiful. It's called Twin Peaks. That's what it's called. Pretty sure that's the name. But yeah, we treated ourselves to that and are saving the rest of everything for, there's like one last hurrah before we put a down payment on a home, hopefully. And if I have some good news on the baby front, I will let you know. I have an appointment on Thursday, and I am so far late a couple days, but I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm just gonna relax and see what happens. So yeah, a lot of big things. If the house doesn't come through, or if we can't find a house right away, my parents have encouraged us to kind of stay here, to, I guess, get on our feet, and, you know, they don't want us to rush into buying a home. I don't particularly want to rent again. It's always been an awful experience, and it's so much money. I mean, it's like $2,800, $2,500 a month. Like, I don't want to do it. I mean, you can't save any money at that rate, living at that kind of expense. We already lived that for years, and it's just not good. So we're going to wait, and we're going to buy a home, but they're not shoving us out the door quite yet. I'm surprised, but they're not. I'm just kidding. We are not always the best people to live with, and they like their stuff, and they've already lived this. Like, having kids in the house probably isn't their most ideal situation. But John cooks, and, you know, we try to be respectful of their things, and we've actually quite liked being here. Like, it's been mostly like fun, and it's nice to kind of have this time, even though it was like a pandemic and we all ended up here in a crazy way. It's nice to have this time, and it's nice to have the chance to kind of relax. If I do get pregnant, you know, she'll be here to help me, and, you know, we'll be able to nest and knit all the things. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be hard, but it'll be fun. So we're not in a huge rush to buy a home, but we were hoping that 3-bedroom would come through. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. We'll just wait a little bit and see what happens, because I think some more units in here are going to open up soon, and we'll just wait for them to open up. Maybe look around a little bit in the area. So yeah. Well, I hope you guys had a nice week making. I hope your wrists are stronger than mine are. And let me know what you think about the fall collection. And if you haven't already seen it, I put something on about the virtual knit night. I think it's on the 26th. If you feel like the time doesn't work for you, please let me know. I made it for around about the same time as last time we met. It gives us a chance to knit together. If you're stitching, whatever you want to do, it's just like an hour of craft time. And we all get together, have coffee or tea, and we make. So yeah, come join us that night if you can. Otherwise, I'll be sending out a making update this Monday. So I will see you then. Bye. I went to the doctor, and now we're at a cute little place in Ocean City called Arlene's.